to you, Nigeria. Happy Boxing Day.
Is that what it is?
It is Boxing Day, the day after Christmas.
We hope you've had an amazing time so far this holiday season, and that today you're back to work like we are.
Well, we're back to work. Not everybody is back to work, but we strongly advise that you just take a moment from the craziness and stress of the season and let yourself breathe.
Yes, indeed, you need that breath and allow yourself to be able to do that one thing that you're made for, which is your job. I'm sorry I'm so grim today, but I just have this thing about the holidays where we always have to be on air and everybody's at home. But don't get me wrong, I'm happy you're happy. Hey, it's our lot in life. We chose it when we're signing those dotted lines.
Yeah, we're here every season, all day. Well, not all day. Every day of the work week. But hey, it's an escape for you, even if it's not one for us.
Yes, not just us. There is also the guys inside the studio here with us, everybody who's chosen to come out here and make sure that the holiday is not a holiday for them. Mazino, stop. Winfrey, how are you doing and how was your weekend?
I'm doing great. Fantabulous. Trying to avoid the pressures of the season.
Yeah,
and just leave and be happy. So yeah, I'm happy. Am I happy to be here?
Yes, you are. Yay.
Yes, I am. Yay.
That's why she looks that good.
Yeah, she always looks good.
She always looks so good.
All the
Aw,
time.
thank
That's nice.
you.
That's beautiful.
For that. They say a vacation is what you take when you can no longer take what you have been taking.
Aha. That's a good way to look
It's
at
a
it.
deep one. I mean, you have to read between the lines of that one.
What you should know is that a vacation does not have to, drain your entire pocket. It could also be, staying indoors, just flicking on your TV and seeing us here every single morning.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's really how you make that experience that makes it what it is.
Yes, it is. So we are counting down to the remaining days of this year as we welcome the incoming year. This is when people start reflecting and start planning for what's happening next year. Just reducing your mental stress, but then you know that the countdown is still there.
Every single morning you can count on us that as soon as the clock strikes 7 or so, I was trying to say, we are definitely here every single time. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo. You can stream this show live on tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Absolutely.
You can also follow us on social media. We're at TVC Connect.
Watch us live, by the way. We're on GOTV channel 27 and UHF band 49. We especially recommend the app for you guys who are moving about, especially this holiday, so you can take us anywhere you're going, even to the village. All you need to do is download it. It's free on your Apple App Store or on your iOS store.
Yeah.
iOS, that's Apple.
Yeah.
On your Google Play Store then.
And now, for what we have in store for you, we kick things off with some much-needed points on the understanding and dynamics of setting goals for the new year. We're going to be joined by Dr. Shogo Oyemi to help sort out our plans for the new year. And then, of course, we will be looking at a review of what happened in the most recent edition of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
And then we're going to be bringing you a musical performance from Sunday Oziri, aka Oziri. The young man recognized his passion from music very early in life and has evolved, to the present-day sound, birthing a mixture of pop R&B, dancehall, and highlights to African beats. It's a beautiful sound. You guys should take a listen. Stay tuned. You'll hear.
SME guest for today is the CEO of Lala Consulting, Demola Aderibigbe. He's a strategist, disruptor, and humorist. The business is an avant-garde strategy, innovation, and disruption company, providing transformational consulting services from soul of business to the skin of their brands. Yeah, and we're here, people. We're here.
Indeed.
Mrs. Agbeleshe, is your shoe okay?
No, it
Is it? It is, right? Okay.
Checking the bling bling on
It
the
is.
shoes.
She's checking that all the
How was your weekend, guys? I'm still going through my weekend.
I think it's a week-long weekend.
Yeah.
It is.
Or should we
Aside
say
from
the
this.
weekend is going through you?
It's going. It is. It's still going through me. Exactly what it is. How did you spend yours?
Wow. Oof. Back and forth. The kids went for a sleepover in Aja area of Lagos.
Oh, really?
Traffic getting there was dramatic, but we got there by God's grace. Coming out again after dropping them off was also dramatic.
You should avoid during the holidays.
Yeah, but then
Aja is one of them.
no, come
Yes.
on. But that's if you have family and friends in certain places, this is the season when you make that effort to go because throughout the year you just can't do it because you
What
have
is-
so many other obligations.
I really want to have this conversation. Really do that in the coffee gist.
Really?
Pressures of Christmas or end of
It
the
is
year.
quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I
it
would
is
say
a lot
that
of pressure.
the end of the year is one time where everybody's schedule kind of like meets, so
Yeah,
you can actually
yeah.
see more people and
Yeah.
the kids, especially the kids. I think that we owe
doesn't
them,
meet, oh.
we owe them,
Doesn't.
we owe them an obligation to actually relate.
Yeah.
It's not like before when we were younger. Your cousin can always just pop in.
Yeah.
These days, everybody's so flung apart with the traffic and everything. I think the holidays one time, because my daughter's also in that part of Lagos with my sister and her cousins, and I thought, about the Aja bit.
Yeah.
It's a timing thing.
Avoid.
Yeah.
A timing thing.
thing.
You
have
don't
to time
just
it.
say you're going to Ajah
Avoid,
now.
avoid.
You
Wow.
have to time
So
it.
there's,
You know.
you know,
weird, I can't
then of
remember what
course
my weekend
loads
was
of
like.
food. Yeah, so I hung out with some friends who came from, from the India abroad, came to Nigeria, said they want to see everybody's face. We too, we said we want to see you too.
They bring dollars.
or pounds.
Oh, pounds. Bring it, don't take it back, please. Leave it here.
But it's interesting that with everything that happens, it just feels like there's not enough time. So like 4 invitations probably hit you at the same time, and you're wondering where do you go first, which is of more priority. So you're just trying to balance things out and maybe spread them out throughout the week. But then the key for me is having fun. You just have to make sure you have some fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely, do that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, welcome for a Monday edition. It is the final week, absolute final week for 2022. I'm hoping that it's all that you thought it would be and that many more would come in the next couple of days. Funny thing about this year is that it ends right at the very last day of the week. So Sunday is going to be a brand new year. Good morning once again and welcome. My name is Mazino Peel. Let's do the news. We begin this hour in Kaduna, where Bishop of Kaduna Anglican Diocese, Most Reverend Timothy Yahaya, is calling on Christians and all Nigerians to remain hopeful in spite of the socio-economic and security challenges bedeviling the nation. In his Christmas message at St. Michael's Anglican Church, the bishop appeals to politicians to stick to the rules of the peace accord, which several of them signed, and shun acts that are capable of compromising the 2023 elections. On tackling insecurity, the bishop called for a rejig of the Nigerian police force to give room for the creation of state, local government, and ward police to adequately secure ungoverned spaces.
They sign a peace accord, but it's as if there is no integrity. If there is integrity, everybody should be given a level playing field. The attacks we see here and there, that means we have anti-democratic forces in our nation. For me, the cashless policy, for now, is part of a good thing that can happen. But I think we should be careful before we destroy the economy of this country.
And now, Pope Francis is calling for an end to the senseless war in Ukraine. He described the war as a famine of peace, which he said the world is suffering from. The head of the Catholic Church, in his traditional Christmas Day message broadcast around the world, lamented the human cost of war, with emphasis on the huge resources being spent on weapons. He said the war in Ukraine has put the global community at risk of famine, especially in Afghanistan and in the countries of the Horn of Africa. Still outside Nigeria, President Vladimir Putin says Russia is ready to negotiate over the war in Ukraine, but Kiev and its Western allies are dragging their feet on discussing the terms of its end. Despite his claims, both U.S. and Ukrainian officials believe Russia is not serious about negotiations and suspects the claim is a ploy to buy time amid Russian fallbacks and at the battlefield. An advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the Russian leader needed to acknowledge that it was Russia that is not open to engaging in talks. President Putin said Russia was defending its national interests in the war, which is now in its 10th month, and that the West has been looking to tear apart Russia since 2014. When the conflict began in Ukraine by toppling a pro-Russian president in the Maidan Revolution protest, Vladimir Putin equates his special military operation in Ukraine to a watershed moment, in that it was when Moscow finally stood up to a Western bloc that has been looking to destroy Russia since 1991, fall of the Soviet Union. Thank you very much for joining us. Do stay tuned. Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.
Welcome back. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. Compliments of the season once again. And today is December 26th, 2022. It's Monday. Yes, wake up, everyone. The Nation newspaper has this headline: Experts X-ray Tinubu's plan on exchange rates and subsidy. Unified rate will support growth, says Rewani. Local refineries must work. Now, the story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 4. G5 struggle beyond 2023. The story starts there and wraps up on page 4 as well. MDA's lawmakers behind delay in budget passage. More on page 4. Now, we have in the photo story there the Apostolic Faith Church Choir performing, of course, during the Christmas concert in Lagos yesterday. They look very, very dashing there. Saraki dynasty collapsed after 2019 election, says Abdulrazak, APC candidate. More information on page 6. Right at the top left there, Osinbajo, governors to Nigerians, let's unite. Muslims pray with Christians in church, says on pages 5 and 8. More information on that. And one more headline: 9 dead, 21 injured in road accidents, and 4 Ondo students abducted. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation. We also have with us the Punch newspaper this morning. It says here, PDP APC clash as Kuka slams Buhari. We bear scars, a deep sorrow. Our children are still in forest, says Kuka. Cleric's statement ungodly, not objective. Buhari deserves credit, says APC. PDP backs Kuka, lampoons APC, says everything Buhari did was wrong. Beside the masthead there, it says federal government planned tax waiver suspension for rural farms. Top left there, on fuel scarcity, NNPC marketers to begin mass supply. Nigeria missed 2022 poverty reduction target, according to the World Bank. There's only 5.4% irrigated farmland in Nigeria, according to the federal government. Let's see what else we have there. Yes, double registration defaulters won't be disenfranchised, says INEC there. Woman exhumes ex-husband's corpse, fights son over property. And pandemonium as policeman kills Lagos female lawyer. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. We have with us also Blueprint newspaper here. It says here, Christmas tragedy, 9 killed, 22 injured in Bauchi, Lagos-Ibadan road crashes. FRSC blames incidents on overspeeding, urges caution. Shiites attend church service, present gifts in Zaria. And it also says here, El Rufai APC Campaign Council preach love and forgiveness. And low-key celebration as fuel crisis, harsh economy bite harder. And that's how we wrap it up on the newspapers for today. That's all we have time for. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more. There's still time to play those Christmas carols.
Is there? Isn't it done already?
There's always time.
Actually, today's a holiday because of the holiday, yeah?
Yeah, of course. It's
So-
Boxing Day.
Well, okay, yeah, but that means tomorrow's also a holiday because of the holiday, even if it's not really a holiday. You get what I mean, though, don't you?
Don't confuse me.
No, okay, so basically, what I actually would really like to talk about is the pressures of this season.
Okay.
Right? I mean, if I was talking to a number of my friends who were telling me of how they literally were running away from their homes because of visitors, all of that. Do you understand? And of course, I remember watching this movie. I think Bad Moms at Christmas or something like that. And it spoke about the whole pressures that mothers especially go through to make Christmas come alive for their kids, for their family members, the pressures of setting up the house, of cooking. I know of friends that literally spent their entire day yesterday in the kitchen, cooking, serving, doing all that stuff. And then, so like, then of course, then comes the pajamas part of it.
What's this
Everybody
pajamas
feels the
thing?
need
The
to
pajama
like,
thing.
What's
do
that?
photo shoots wearing matching pajamas with the kids, whether you're happy or
You
not.
guys honestly go through all of this pressures just because of the holidays?
Okay, so look, so some people will call it pressure.
Even the pressure to have fun. is also
Some
kind of
people
pressure.
would just call it
Maybe
tradition.
that one you understand. or relate
So
to.
I like to see it as an additional sacrifice to make sure everyone is in the Christmas spirit and feels happy during the season. Now, if there has to be 1 or 2 people in the home that would have to make it happen, have to be intentional about the cooking, intentional about making sure the home looks great, intentional about making sure the kids have
And that's
fun.
mommy.
It's
mommy.
often
Why does
mommy.
it have to be mommy?
It's often mommy.
Why?
It's not always mommy, but it's often mommy. Most of the some dads will pay for the services
Yeah.
to happen.
You can pay for it. Why don't you just?
If mom is not capable of doing it all on her own.
So that's the thing. So now you say capable of. What if mom is just tired and mom just wants to chill?
Yeah,
Mom just
so
says, this year I'm not doing
Enjoy
this.
the season.
So it won't be every year now. Like last year, I was in whole barbecue mode last year, but I wasn't in barbecue mood this year.
Wait, hang on a
So-
second. That's true. You
Yeah.
often
Yeah, so
invite
usually
everybody
invite-
over.
But the
So
thing is, I
what-
didn't feel like doing all that cooking and cleaning and tidying up and decorating the compound and doing. I didn't feel like it.
This
Last
year, right?
We just thought you
And
didn't
for
love us
some reason,
anymore.
I think this year is actually different in that way for a lot of people. Normally, myself, I'm thinking of who to buy a basket, who to give this. Like
Yeah.
this year, I'm like, oh yes, our parents have been to send us. I'm
So-
never like,
I
just-
wouldn't want to use that word pressure.
it is
As
pressure.
much. It is a lot of pressure, yes.
It
it's
is
like people are
pressure.
tensioning you. But in the end, for some, it is just traditional.
Like people are actually calling
They
me
expect to be in the
I don't experience the holidays like you guys do
Yeah.
for specific reasons, but I do sense a kind of pressure when it comes to the end of the year, when people are available and people expect that you're also available. Because
Yeah.
like yesterday, for
Yes.
instance, I hung out with friends that I hadn't seen all year.
Okay.
Not because we were celebrating anything, but because it was finally a time when we were all available to be around and we
Yeah.
sat down and had drinks. But it is the amounts that we spend that worries me. So that's the pressure that I mean, you can't go and sit down with these guys and not expect to spend anything. I mean, man, January is going to be a very long month. It's going to be long.
But let's talk a bit about the pajama fashion thing.
Okay.
Now, I think it is becoming a trend,
It
but
has
also
become a trend.
What is it, this
In the end-
pajama fashion? What
so
happens?
matching pajamas for the parents and the
kids and then pictures and-
or at least matching
Outfits?
sweaters.
Oh,
Matching sweaters
okay.
has been a tradition in the abroad for decades.
Mm.
And you know Nigerians, when we
but
take
there's
it, we take-
sweaters you cannot wear any other time of the year because it has all the snowflakes and Father Christmas
Yeah.
on it, so you
And
can't wear it.
reindeers.
So that's
Santa
the only
Claus,
time.
not Father Christmas.
Father
The one out there is Santa Claus.
Father Christmas.
It's you people's own that is
Father
here.
Christmas. I don't know who is Santa. But I think it's cute. And I think, especially for the kids need some memories to hold on to. And sometimes those photo shoots become those things they remember when dad and mom were smiling at each other and not yelling at each other.
Yeah, it's true, but
You know?
I feel very strongly that there are other ways to do that. It doesn't have to be pajamas. Because now I honestly see, I go on the internet, everybody's in pajamas. And I saw this thing, cheat all year, matching pajamas for Christmas. And I'm like, do you understand? I believe there are other
Ooh, that's deep.
traditions and do you understand that can literally happen with your kids in the comfort of your house and your home. And it doesn't have to be right out there. Another thing, if I see another setting up Christmas tree video,
I think it's over already, don't worry.
I see it,
You don't have to worry about that one. In any case, tell us how your holidays are going. What are the little nuances that you're totally tired of? Or maybe the ones that you absolutely enjoy. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll be back. We've got more.
Hello and welcome back. Happy Boxing Day once again from all of us at Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, so the Christmas festivities, they've gotten to a particular peak, probably at a plateau at this point, and eventually they're going to dip. Why? Because the new year is almost here. We're counting down literally days to the beginning of 2023, and a lot of us don't know exactly what we're going to do as soon as the brand new year begins. On Motivation this morning, we're going to be kicking things off with some much-needed points on the understanding and dynamics of setting goals in the new year. For that, we're joined by Dr. Shogo Oyeni. It's great to have you back with us in the studio.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Some people have a sense of dread when the new year is approaching like this.
Yes.
They've had so much fun during the holidays.
Then they realize that, oh, reality is waiting on the other side. How do I plan my life? Do I have a clear picture of where I'm going? So I tell people that a life without a goal makes you a goat.
Wow. Okay, goodness me. That's a deep one.
Then a life without a goal is like playing football on a football pitch without a goal post.
Okay.
So there's no way you can score. You agree with me that a typical football match, no matter how beautiful dribbling is, you hear people say, if they are not scoring, it gets irritating that, dude, go and score. Okay. So a lot of times, having clear-cut goals, that's what actually gives meaning to life. And you can't arrive at a destination that you have not identified. So the first step to achieving your goals is identifying where you want to be in what aspect of your life. Now we're going into a new year. I also want to challenge people that there's a world of difference between setting New Year resolution and having goals. Okay. Because it has been said that before January 15th of every new year, people renege on their New Year resolutions, because when we look at resolution, it's just a statement of what you want to change. But when you look at goals, it's a statement of what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, and when you want to achieve it. So there's a systematic approach to achieving goals.
So is there like a step-by-step bullet point process that we can take this morning towards goal setting? Okay,
so there's the popular goal setting model, which is known as the SMART goal setting, which talks about your goal must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be realistic, and it must be time-bound. Time-bound. Now, it's quite popular that people recite it now, but they don't even know how to implement it. So I have an offshoot that I created. Number one, you need to have your blueprint. Okay. Where do I want to be? It's like you're designing your life, right? Am I designing a skyscraper with my life in 2023, or I'm designing a face me, I face you, or it's a bungalow? So you have to have a clear blueprint. Number two that you need to pay attention to, because the principle of growth is attention. Anything you pay attention to grows. So number two is your mindset. A lot of people set goals, but in their mind, they don't have possibility mindset. They don't have, possibility mindset that they can achieve their goal. So in their mind, you have set the goal. In your mind, you're saying, who dash monkey banana? Yeah, there's no way
so you have to focus on it.
You have to focus on it. You have to have the right mindset to achieve your goals. Number three is action. Action. Because goals don't fulfill itself. Goals don't work except you work it out. So the difference maker is taking action. Number four is assessment. So you want to see how I've fared, how am I faring? And the last but not the least is improvement. Improvement. What do I need to pivot? Because at times when you know what you want, goals don't change, but strategies to achieving your goals can change.
So I want to go back to assessment.
Okay, tell me.
So this assessment thing, it feels like we need to assess where we're coming from and what we've been able to achieve over the past 1 year.
Absolutely.
Before we can see where we're going to. Now, a lot of people don't like to face where they went wrong. They like to throw old things into the past and act like they never happened. But I'm of the opinion that you need to assess those things so that you don't make mistakes for the future. What do you think? In
fact, insanity has been defined as doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So which means before you step into a new year, you need to assess how you fared, how you performed in the previous year. Because what happens is a lot of people repeat the same mistakes in the new year and you're expecting a superior result. You can't experience a superior result in a new year if you're not becoming superior and if your approaches are not superior. So which means that the exact result you got in the previous year is what you might get in the following year if you don't do an assessment of how you are fared. What did you do wrong? What did you do right? Like you said, a lot of people, they're not realistic to face the reality. So it's advisable. Probably you want to speak with a coach. Okay. You want to speak with your mentor. You can't assess yourself effectively.
Are there some actual physical actions we're supposed to make in this goal-setting process? So do we just talk about them? Do we have meetings? Do we write them down? What do we do?
Okay, so the first step to achieving your goal is actually writing down your goal. Move it from your mental faculty, from your mental region into paper. That's the first step in achieving your goal. So you are like an architect. You are designing your life. There's no architect that gets to a site and you ask him that, Oga, where's the drawing? And you say, the drawing is in my head. No, goals are not meant to be kept in the head. You're supposed to
Write them down.
write them down. Number two that you need to do, there's nothing you want to do. There's nothing you want to achieve that nobody has never done it before.
Okay.
So you want to look at, okay, who has done it before? Can I get a coach? Can I get a mentor in this particular regard that can guide me? Number three, you want to have a support system that holds you accountable, like an accountability partner or accountability group that keeps you up on your toes. So that's very important because you can't achieve your goals in isolation.
Okay.
You will always need people. So you need to identify the right set of people to achieve your goals. Also, you need people to help you assess your progress.
So I want to go back to the accountability partner and assessment. A lot of people are wary of sharing their goals. They've heard somewhere down the line, if you share too much information about what you're going to do, either someone would steal it or someone from the village would pray against it or something like that. Now you're saying bring people in to hold you accountable to make sure that your goals are met.
Yes, please. So what this requires is you need to find the right set of people, the people of like minds, because it's not a one-way traffic. You're sharing your goals, they're sharing their goals, they're keeping you on your toes. For some of this mastermind or accountability platform, you might even need to pay to belong to it. Oh, yes. So that way, you're on your toes and you're not distracted.
Okay. All right, then. So it's all about goal setting. How many of your goals can you write down this Boxing Day? And are they SMART goals? Can we go over that again? SMART
is... S is, it must be specific.
Specific.
Number two is M. M is measurable.
Okay.
A is achievable.
Achievable.
R is realistic.
Realistic.
And T is time-bound.
Time-bound.
Yes, and when you're setting your goal, your goal must cut across different aspects of your life, not just lopsided goals.
You know what? Hopefully someone has heard this and is about to make some moves in the right direction. We have to say a big thank you to you, Dr.
Thank you for having me once again.
Coming to talk to us today. Yeah, today might be that day where you put pen to paper and all those goals you've been hoping for will begin to take shape and come to life. All right, then. So we are going to be heading over to the kitchen at this point. Winfrey, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, TT. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It is Boxing Day, and of course, we know you guys are home, so we want to make sure that while you're home, you're not cracking your brain or wasting time thinking of what to make, right? So we're literally just going to show you exactly what you could probably make today for lunch, right? And of course, doing that favors with me is Chef Ariella.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen once again.
Yes.
Okay, now tell me, before we go into all of this, what was yesterday like? What was Christmas like? Are you a Christmas kind of guy? Did you cook?
Not really.
Not
Just
really.
Went to church, came home.
And that was, so it was for you, it was Happy Sunday?
Happy Sunday.
It was Happy Sunday. Okay, so nice. So what are we making today?
So just something simple and straightforward.
Okay.
Pasta in turmeric sauce.
Yeah.
That's all.
Pasta in turmeric sauce, as I said, simple, straightforward. We know you probably spent most of your day yesterday cooking, so we don't want you to repeat that cycle. So what's the time, like, period of this particular meal?
Say max 25
minutes. I like this one, please. I don't like, don't stress me. Okay, so now tell me exactly what we need to bring this to life.
All right, so obviously our pasta. So you could decide to go with any other kind of pasta.
Kind of
you
pasta,
choose,
yes.
So oil.
Okay.
So for this you could
What
use,
kind of oil is this?
It's a vegetable oil,
Okay.
but I just did a little trick with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can decide to use a canned fish
Okay.
or fresh fish if you choose.
Okay.
And then vegetables, so you could go big, add some celery, spring onions.
Celery now for cooking,
yeah,
right?
of course.
For flavor,
Then
all
bell
right.
peppers, sausage. So egg, this is also for a trick, thyme, and some pepper. Of course,
Tomato
tomatoes, yes,
paste. Now
tomato
you're speaking
paste.
about trick twice. We'll come back to that. What's this?
That's the celery.
Okay.
Sorry, turmeric, rather.
Turmeric.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's actually the star
yeah,
of the
show,
sauce, of
yeah.
the dish. Okay, you spoke about tricks. So now tell me, explain these tricks. You said trick here, you said
Yeah,
trick here.
so
So what's the trick with the egg?
The egg is just to add a bit of flavor to the pasta
Okay.
when we stir fry.
Okay.
And for that, it's too much secret in
It's
that.
too much secret in this, right? Don't want to let it go. Wow, this is our secret recipe. And that's fine. We accept it. So now run me through the process of putting this dish together.
Okay, so we just boil this till it's soft enough. So soft enough depends on your preference.
On you, yeah, so it's relative.
So while we are done with that,
Okay.
we stir fry some of the vegetable, basically the onion
Yes.
and salt, some pepper, the egg with
Eggs
the pasta.
with the pasta,
Then we make our sauce. So for the sauce, some persons are lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So that's why I did not put. You could have cream,
Okay, you can have cream,
yeah, or you can have milk, or just make a roux with butter and flour.
butter and flour. We'll come to that specifically. But in case you're just joining us, I want to take you through what we're making today. We're making pasta in turmeric tomato paste, right? Turmeric tomato sauce, actually. And to bring that to life, we need some salt, garlic, thyme, onion, carrots, turmeric, the star ingredient, some sausages, some tomato paste, vegetable oil, fresh peppers, spring onions, caramello peppers, canned fish or fresh fish, depending on your preference, some pasta of choice, of course, coconut milk, almond milk, or some other cream, or the trick he was just talking about. So now let's go back to that. So you said in case you're lactose intolerant,
That's
you can
to
do.
milk. You could do what's it called? You could do the almond milk.
So you do the almond
do
milk.
coconut milk.
Okay, or coconut milk.
They are expensive though.
Yes, they
so
are.
you could just decide to do butter and flour.
So butter and flour. Now tell me, what you mix the butter and the flour
Yeah,
together?
you melt the butter.
Yes.
And you add flour.
Flour
make
to
a
it.
roux.
To make a roux.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that
and to
thickens
still give
the
us
sauce.
the.
Yes.
Okay, so it
So it
thickens
thickens
the
the sauce and
sauce.
gives it a bit of texture, which is what the cream would have done.
Would have done. Oh, okay, now that makes a lot of sense. Okay, actually, very, very good tip. I'm still here making pasta, right? So we're making pasta in turmeric sauce. Okay, so now what have we done? What are we waiting to do? And what will be done much later?
Just quickly boil our pasta.
Okay.
Then once we're done with that, we stir fry, set aside, and we go to our sauce.
Okay.
So I'm just chopping up the vegetables,
Vegetables
and everything
for
we need
now.
for the sauce.
Okay, great. So let me help you put this in there. At least you cannot say I didn't do anything for you. Okay, so now tell me, what is it that makes you enjoy cooking so much?
I wasn't a foodie growing up. I
Okay.
had difficulties
You
eating.
don't look like a foodie, that's for sure.
Well,
Okay.
people say that a lot. So I decided, I think I need to do something for myself.
For yourself, okay.
And I picked up cooking.
So why? Was it that you didn't like the meals that were cooked for you or that were
For me,
cooked around
the
or
meals
available?
felt regular.
Regular, right?
All the time.
All the time.
Same thing. So when I'm presented with food, I'm like, no, I think I'll go play.
So it was boring, right?
It was boring.
It was boring. So what is it, how would you say you spice things up for yourself now to make cooking more palatable for you, or like eating
Taste,
more palatable
most
for you?
times. I don't repeat the same taste.
You don't repeat the same
I don't
taste.
repeat
How
same
can we
taste.
achieve that? Because I'm sure a lot of people actually suffer from what you're suffering from. Because in Nigeria, I think we have very limited food choices.
Yeah, very limited
Very
food
limited,
choices,
yes.
but I think majorly it's about being creative.
About being
But then growing up, our parents didn't teach us to be
to
creative
be
with
creative,
food.
very true. Because yes, I had a conversation with a friend, and she was talking about how for Christmas now, say we know the normal now is fried rice. Do you understand? I'm like, okay, it's fried rice for Christmas.
I went pounded yam scavenging last night till I
That's
found.
it. You found?
Till I found, because I
Okay.
was tired of rice
Tired of
everywhere.
rice, yes, rice everywhere. I actually saw a number of people say, I'm tired of rice this year. I don't want to eat rice. Okay, so now what options would you say would have for this holiday season especially
Okay,
when it comes to meals? No, you can keep on
we could just, play around with some potatoes.
Okay,
The
potatoes.
potatoes are
okay.
really good. And like I say, why not just make the protein the main dish?
Okay.
So instead of having your chicken
Cost.
as well
Cost, that is why.
that is why.
Yes.
But you could just make your protein like the main dish and
Okay.
probably go big on greens, have a lot of salad,
Okay.
and then I think that helps. Then sometimes we could just, the things that we tend to feel isn't food.
Yeah.
For example, bread.
Bread, yes.
Yeah, on the Boxing Day morning, like desserts, like it go just make a lot of sandwich for everybody.
Yes, true.
And keep it simple. I think that's another thing we really do not do.
Yes,
We like to
true.
complicate
We like to
when we
complicate
cook.
things. We have like, come on. If we're not sweating, if food is not
Exactly.
sweet,
I
you
would not-
understand? How you eat bread? I thought I would tell you bread is for its side. When you're waiting for the main food to be ready, You eat bread.
I mean, you don't have to bake it, though.
Yeah.
So it saves a lot of time.
Exactly, it saves a lot of time, true. And there are actually different ways you can actually fill up on bread and enjoy it. Because I personally enjoy bread a lot, especially times like this.
Exactly.
Right? So now what else? So you've spoken about potatoes, bread.
We have bread, and then I mentioned salad. I mentioned
Salads, yes.
making protein. Then
So now give me an example of making protein the main dish.
I like pork.
Okay.
So you could just make pork and potatoes on the side.
On the side.
So, I mean, so everybody has like a chunk of
Okay.
pork, some salad, and so you could do a potato pudding, you could do fried mashed potatoes,
true.
boiled potatoes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with beans.
There's nothing wrong with beans. Thank you very
There's
much.
nothing wrong with beans.
Yes,
I love
true.
beans, my favorite.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could have beans. I mean, I sometimes why not have beans and rice on a holiday?
On a holiday,
I
true.
mean, instead of.
People think that's regular food now. Eat it on every other day of the week. But
Are you sure? Because I don't think a lot of people
Yes,
do,
there are.
but,
People
but
want
that's
it
an option.
special.
And then I think yam works.
yam
Also
as well.
works. Yam also works. So
Okay.
probably, like I said, pounded yam
Yamarita
yesterday. Yeah.
Or pounded yam.
Pounded
True.
yam.
I think I'll do pounded yam for New Year's. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so let me not distract, because I think my talk is actually distracting you from what you're doing. I mean, it's still the holiday season. We have so much more coming up here.
All right, then. So we've had a great time of it so far, even if we do say so ourselves.
Definitely. We've had the most exciting times here, even if it's a Monday, even if it's a holiday. Hey, but this Monday is a public holiday for most people out there. So worry about nothing. Don't panic. Don't do anything. Just sit at home and watch us. We love that you're here.
And our giveaways are still very much alive, courtesy of TVC Communications and some amazing Nigerian SME brands. We're creating some really beautiful things right here in Nigeria.
What was the word for last week, if I...
For the word for Friday
Friday.
was Christmas, of course,
Okay.
because Christmas was literally around the corner. And that particular word of the day was spoken about 12 times, and we already have a winner. You need to stay tuned. We'll be giving you the winner as soon as we sit down.
Yeah, and you need to stick around for the word for today, because
Yeah.
we'll be mentioning it in minutes. But first, let us let you know that the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen is still a very colorful place today with our very new chef, Chef Ariola, and of course Winfrey. How's it going in there, guys?
It's going great. We're still making our pasta in turmeric sauce. You want me to put that in there?
Thank you.
And yeah, of course, he's busy at that. We have our pasta on fire ready. Now I'm putting in some tomato paste in our hot oil. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
would you look at that? Winfrey getting busy in the kitchen. She was having a small conversation this morning where she said before she got married, she thought that she'll cook every single day.
Wow.
You can't cook every single day. I mean, even I know that. I mean, it's tough, isn't it?
Well, for you, some people have to cook every single day, though. Yeah.
Order takeout sometimes. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Thank you so much for joining us once again for the second hour. Hopefully you had a really great holiday filled with warmth and cheer.
Yes. Now, this is the moment that we bring to you guys every single day. Some warmth, some cheers, some good tidings and everything for the end of the year. Well, at least let's help you guys start the end of the year in grand style this final week. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. You can, of course, stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Or you could watch us live on GOTV channel 27, and we're on UHF band 49. We especially recommend that you get the app on your phone so that if you're on the go, you can access us anywhere that you might be in the world. All you need to do is download it on both Android and on iOS.
So we still have quite a bit, some highlights from the most recent edition of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's going to be coming up very, very soon.
Right after that, it'll be a musical performance from Sunday Oziri, aka Oziri. The young man recognized his passion for music very early in his life and evolved it to kind of like mixing everything from pop, R&B, dancehall, and some high life in there as well. It's a good one. You guys are going to enjoy this.
And then our SME guest for this morning is the CEO of Lala Consulting, Demola Aderibigbe. He's a strategist, disruptor, and humorist, and we have loads to talk about in that conversation. There's something so sweet, really great about being able to give away gifts any time of the year, but during the holidays, it's just extra special. We've been giving out gifts on our days of giveaways right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And on Friday, we had a word for the day. The word for the day was Christmas, of course. And it did pop up during the show about 12 times. The only person that got that correct was Oladipupo Amao. And yes, congratulations, Oladipupo Amao. You are our winner for Friday's edition of the Wake Up Nigeria giveaways. And we have a goodie bag for ya.
Yeah, nice. So what's the word for today?
The word for today,
Is
I
gifts.
think, is pajamas.
Uh-huh.
We've said pajamas quite a lot today.
Have
We did, didn't we? We were in the
did.
conversation over in
Yeah.
the kitchen from before.
What I was thinking today's Boxing Day. But
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Pajamas.
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 She's just done with hearing the word pajamas, I guess. Well, let's not overdo it. So that's the last time I'll
matching
be saying it.
pajamas. Oh, well, pajamas.
No,
Pajamas,
pajamas.
That's okay. Wanted to also note that the Hamatan finally kicked in yesterday.
Yesterday, no. It kicked in
Well,
where?
for me, I only just recognized it yesterday.
Yesterday, oh, really?
So this is the thing. You got back on Friday night. It's a holiday, so I mean, you get back Friday night. You know what that's like. And I slept downstairs because I couldn't sleep upstairs because it was so cold upstairs. It was the wind and then the Hamatan and everything. But I fear that it might leave before the end of the year. It doesn't seem like it's here to stay.
I think I personally felt it sometime last week, to be honest, earlier in the week. And I was like,
Just
okay, this is
breezed by.
definitely no. It's been
on?
consistently. We've been having dry knuckles,
yeah, so dry knuckles,
feet,
dry
white
feet, yeah.
knees, and all that. So
That's
yeah,
how I
because
What's your
I
remedy
know
for
my
that?
skincare literally has to bump up moisturizing because
Okay.
I had to add oils to my daily
Yeah.
routine now and all of that, just because.
Try a bit of coconut oil like I do.
Coconut oil might not be thick enough for some people.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were kids? Do you remember Santana?
No, I don't actually.
Santana was the remedy.
I have no idea.
You don't know what Santana?
petroleum
Please,
jelly.
anybody out there?
I don't.
Is there anybody out there?
I remember
who
Jet.
remembers? There was that.
Jet.
There was that.
That's what I remember. A
San-
glass jar.
Santana was
With a red
the
cap?
mother of them all.
What of petroleum jelly?
Like,
That's just
yeah,
so
petroleum
bourgeois.
jelly.
Yeah.
For kids, yes.
He was bourgeois.
But I don't know. I don't know. But
now
shea
using
butter
all
for me
oils.
these
Yeah.
days. Shea butter.
Shea butter and natural oils as well.
Morning once again and welcome. Let's do the news for Wake Up Nigeria. Now, creating wealth and empowerment for rural women and widows will be an integral part of the Tinubu administration if voted into office in the presidential election scheduled for February next year. The coordinator of all support groups in Ekiti State, Shegun Ajubulu, made the submission at a rural mobilization and empowerment program in Ikole, Ekiti. Ayomide Ajigbe reports.
As the presidential election draws closer, foot soldiers and loyalists of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu are leaving no stone unturned to canvass vote for the APC candidate. This time, attention has turned to rural women and widows who live on petty trades and are vulnerable in the suburbs. In Ikole Axis and Environ, a philanthropist who has been donating to the less privileged for the last 30 years is once again bringing smiles to the faces of these women.
And I've not been in political position for years. And if we can find people that can, if somebody from Ikole local government decide to do something like this, it reduces the poverty rate for this area. And not only that, it helps the government too. Because when somebody is happy, they are able to eat, they will not be talking that, oh, the government doesn't do this for us.
The donation to these people this year is hinged on the flag bearer of the APC, who is known to be a grassroots mobilizer. More than 6 communities are represented here and are taking the gospel of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to their locality.
We are targeting nothing less than 80% for Asiwaju in Ekiti, and by the grace of God, we're going to achieve it. In my community, I don't have any fear. I know in this community, I'm targeting nothing than 90% to 95% for Asiwaju.
The way they are mobilizing from the grassroots, we want to score 100%. We may have few people that may vote against him, but I am assuring you that we are going to score close over 90% for Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. We are not talking about Yoruba issue or religion or any other thing. He has assisted so many people from these axis. So many people. We, of course, from these axis, I mean from Irele, Okako, even those are in Lagos. And I am assuring you, we are going to vote massively, I say, massively for Asiwaju and other candidates in this coming election in Ekiti State.
It's 60 days before the presidential election, and the electorate are hoping that it will not just be a free and fair election, but what will usher in an upturn in the economic fortunes of the country. Ayomide Ajigbe, TVC News, Ekiti.
And that's it for the news this hour. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way, especially inside the kitchen where it's all hot and steamy. And Winfrey is in charge there. Winfrey, please, I'm so hungry. What's happening today?
A lot is happening here. In case you're just joining us, we're literally making pasta in turmeric sauce, right? Now we have our pasta right here with, of course, Chef Ariola, who's been so marvelous today, giving us different options, right? So now we have our pasta already parboiled and standing by, right? And in that pan, we have our turmeric sauce.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's run through the process for what exactly happened or went down in there.
All right, so our oil went in, of course.
Yes.
So decided to just go straight with
The tomato paste, yes.
yeah. So with a bit of pepper
Okay.
and a fresh one as well. Then in went the turmeric. I seasoned it to just turn down the heat to allow it keep simmering for a while we stir fry the pasta.
Okay, well, we did or we will
We will
stir fry the pasta. So our sauce is ready. Is it ready?
And almost.
It's almost ready.
It's almost
Okay, so
ready.
what's left to be done there?
Just cook it down.
Okay, so I knew earlier I was talking with Chef Ariola and talking about different ways he actually spices up his meals, and like this is actually one of the ways. So for instance, now we used to normal put your oil in pan, put your onions before your tomato paste, but this particular time you went in with tomato paste first of all, and you did say we're going to use the onions to fry the pasta instead. So now tell me what's going on in this pot.
All right, so onion first. So if you're a fan of garlic, so at this point you can also add some garlic.
Add your garlic, okay.
Yeah, so once
So vegetable oil.
Yeah, vegetable oil.
Yes.
The onion.
The onion.
So after a while, then, so I'm going in next with the egg.
With the egg. Okay,
Yes.
I really want to
So
see
I'm going
this.
in next with the egg.
So can we do that now?
Yeah.
Where we're here. So yeah, I was actually going to see, okay, fine, what's this going to be like? Because I remember growing up and my mom used to always put eggs into our noodles. And I didn't like it. It used to stress me out.
Yeah, but it's a good, it adds a lot of
Yeah, I
flavor
know
to
it
the
does,
food.
but no.
So I'm just going to let it cook.
Yeah.
Then,
Because I know we have the Chinese fried rice where we actually
yes,
have fried.
eggs.
So is this something similar?
Something similar,
Something
exactly.
similar.
Like I said earlier, majorly for the flavor.
For the flavor and all of, so it's not just plain
Yes,
pasta. So we
exactly.
have, I mean, different ways, simple, different twitches you can actually add to your cooking to actually take it to a whole different level. Absolutely love it. Yeah, but still making our tomato, our pasta in turmeric tomato sauce. And so much more happening right here. We definitely need to come back to see what this is going to turn into. But before that, we need to go on a quick break. We're going to go on a quick break right now. And when we come back, so much more happening right here. So do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome inside the SME segment. Here is the final Monday for the year 2022. Looking forward to, we're strategizing for another year, aren't we? Now, today, our SME guest this morning is the CEO of Lala Consulting, Demola Deribigbe. Now, he is a strategist, disruptor, and humorist. We'll ask him about that in a bit. The business is an avant-garde strategy, innovation, and also disruption company that provides transformational consulting services for the soul of business to, well, kind of like the skin of the brand. So let's meet the man himself, Mr. Demola. Good to have you here for your holiday Monday morning. You're a humorist.
Okay.
Explain how that works in the grand scheme of things when it comes to consulting for businesses.
Okay, awesome, fantastic. A lot of times when people hear learning and development, corporate training, the first thing that comes to their mind is it's going to be boring, I'm going to just have to sit down there and take notes and have someone dictate some things to me. Now, the goal of a humorist is, a humorist basically is an intellectual that uses, humor as a tool to engage people to achieve the goal of learning. That's the difference between the humorist and the comedian. The comedian's goal is to make people laugh, but the humorist's goal is to make people learn.
All right. Let's talk about Lala Consulting now. What do you guys do exactly, and how do you guys function, especially in relations to businesses that you consult for?
Okay. We are a strategy, innovation, and disruption company. You would agree with me that every time a business is starting or in the growth phase, you are not in isolation. You don't operate a monopoly. They are incumbents. Incumbents, they are bigger, they are better, they are they are, they are boiling. The likelihood that you can usurp them, compete effectively with them head to head, is going to be really slim. So the best approach is to find a position that you can take in the market that will be such that the incumbent will not think of you as a competition. But once you begin to gain market share, the client you serve will begin to see you as the incumbent in that space. So our goal is to work with organizations to find that position that they can take that makes them unique in their industry, that is quite relevant to the market they want to serve, and something they can sustainably, do. Otherwise, you would have a unique position, but you are not able to sustain it because you are not even equipped to credibly deliver that, that solution.
Now, this cuts across all businesses, all kinds of businesses across industries, yes?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Now, you started the business when?
Okay, so backstory. I used to be head of learning of a corporate, a private sector company. Then I moved to public sector. But I realized my approach to this was different. Of course, in public sector, they were like, okay, why is learning this engaging? Why is this humorous? Why is this? Can we not just calm down a bit? But I believe that, you know what? There's a debt of attention. Social media already is taking too much.
Exactly.
You're speaking with somebody, they pull out their phones.
Yeah.
So how much more you're in a class of like maybe 40 people?
Yeah.
Maybe just 10 people, you have their attention. The others are not even.
True.
So I believe that the future of learning and development was to be immersive and engaging.
Immersive is the word.
And so I decided to say, you know what, let me go out on a limb and try this out with some corporate clients. And I pushed it out there. And in fact, I started with pro bono, but somebody referred, another person referred, another person referred.
Then the big bucks started rolling.
Then it started rolling, and I asked myself, okay, how much do I earn from doing what I do as head of training in a federal institution? And I just realized, and of course, you don't leave your work to start a business.
Yeah.
You leave your 9 to 5 to grow a business. And already I was earning way more than what my 9 to 5 provided me. And I made that transition. And to the glory of
This is how long ago now?
7 years ago.
7 years,
Yes.
and you're still in business.
Yes.
So there is ground, there is room, there is need for what you do out there with
Yes.
businesses. And this operation, is it just you, or is it more than just you? Do you have like a staff of people?
Yes, I do have a team. When I started out on my own, but as we began to grow, we needed to get more people because, for instance, we've touched actually one of the top 5 brands in every major sector of the Nigerian economy. You call any sector in the Nigerian economy, we've been able to work with one of the top 5 brands. And of course, when you're going to work with these brands, you need some level of structure. In fact, we grew to the business to the point whereby my wife had worked 10 years with a financial institution, and we're able to even employ her and pay her everything former employer used to give her. But we give her a lot of more peace of mind,
Of course, because she's your wife, of course. Don't stress the madam. Happy wife, happy home. So for this kind of business, first off, you took a passion that was something not tangible. Yeah, it was just an ability, and you started a business with it. There are many people out there who have certain skills, maybe interpersonal skills. Can they find space in this kind of an industry, providing the kind of service or consulting that you do for businesses? Or does it depend on the specific kind of skill that they have?
Okay, so the thing about it is this. For some people, their life has equipped them with certain aptitudes, with certain skills. For some people, it's their education. For some people, it's travel, Now, the truth about it is that every industry requires some form of help. You have, at least I know that the financial institution have about 20 to 30 consultants working with them part-time. So consulting is not just advisory. Consulting is also execution. So for instance, some organizations will tell you, I want to focus on the core that I do. Maybe I sell real estate. I don't want to be bothered about how my people are recruited. Let me give that to you. If, for instance, you've worked with a company where you were head of HR, and all you were doing for that organization was recruiting, training, staff wages and salaries and all of that. There are so many small businesses all over Nigeria that requires that service. So many. And you know that the small businesses we have in Nigeria who subs even the big businesses, they are the highest employer of labor. And so if you can get So don't go head to head with the incumbents. You know, don't go head to head with the incumbents. You can't beat them.
No.
So, but you have to find a way to get those smaller, you know, businesses to notice you because they are not able to even pay the incumbents.
Yeah.
They're able
But
to.
how do you get that? And that's the thing there. How do you get these businesses, the small businesses, to notice you? Because you're coming from nowhere. You're just ordinary. I want to start this kind of a consulting business, but
Pro bono.
pro bono.
Pro
You actually
bono.
said in the beginning.
Pro bono. Pro bono, because you have to build brand equity yourself.
Yeah.
And the first thing people, okay, let me give you a case in point.
Okay.
I was in an organization one time. We'd had the meetings, we had agreed on engaging their staff for a training, and the head of HR was not there when we had all of this meeting. I think she was on leave or something. I was speaking to the deputy. Now, the day I was going to have that session, the head of HR walked in and said, well, I don't know you. I know that you're going to be engaging our people for the next couple of weeks. I want to know you. And this was just about starting the event. She asked me, I want to know you, what do you want to do? And the first thing I just said was that it was a financial institution. So what I'm about to do with your people, I've done it with, mentioned the top 3 banks in Nigeria. She just said, don't bother.
That's
Don't
okay.
bother. Just go.
Elise, go ahead.
She didn't ask me whether I offered the services to those brands pro bono.
Yeah.
She wasn't concerned. She just said, for you to have done this with these leading brands, who are we?
Exactly. Well, that's an interesting story, especially for anybody out there who's wondering how they can get started. I mean, that's very interesting. So now you have staff, you have a good big operation, and the question now is, how does the money run in? How does it come in? Is it very lucrative what you do? Would you advise that people should leave your business to grow consulting businesses like you do?
Well, so I used to say that passion without finance is passion.
Passion.
Passion meaning cane. You know, if you're passionate about what it is that you do, and you know you're really good at it, but you don't earn income from doing it, the frustration is alarming. The frustration is alarming. So I would always advise that you begin to earn some income. And when you're certain that you are able to earn enough to meet your needs, not your wants, then it's about time you begin to think about, yes, transition. Because transition is a big deal. It's a major deal. In fact, there are sometimes you get to a point where you ask yourself, who sent me a message? You know, because, for instance, I used to describe entrepreneurs as almost no salary, meaning that you don't know when the next pay is coming. People work 30 days to get a pay.
You don't know when
we don't
it's coming.
know. It's projects, you know, where we get paid based on project. And sometimes, for instance, I'll give you COVID. COVID was alarming.
It was.
It was alarming, you know. So for a lot of entrepreneurs, beyond passion, the frustration that comes with not earning income from your passion is worse than.
Wow.
So take your time.
It's been fantastic sitting down and talking with you, and I'm sure that people out there are taking leaf from your experience. Like he said, start pro bono, get your name out there. It's your own currency, actually. Build your brand, and then eventually you'd have that big bucks rolling in just like you do. Thank you very much. We're going to roll a couple of your material, and then by the time we get back, we'll be inside of the kitchen because we've prepared something very delicious for you to have.
Interesting.
So let's take these, and then we'll be back.
All right then. Now that was an interesting one.
Yes.
Charlotte popularized Christmas trees. You know, and then now Christmas trees are everywhere, like all over the world.
Ad nauseum.
This is hundreds of years later.
Yes.
You know, you never know when something you decide to do or make different will go around the world.
Just as he said, I mean, pro bono, put your name out there. It's your brand, it's your currency. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you and welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. And Chef Ariola and I have been here putting together this meal for you. It is pasta in turmeric tomato sauce. We'd like for you to try it out and tell us exactly what you think about it.
Go ahead. Demola. Let's get a score for that. I'm definitely going to be jumping inside of that meal.
Yeah, it looks so tasty.
Yes, it does.
It's not just about the taste, it's about the weekend that's still coursing through me. I need me some.
So what do you think?
I love the sauce.
Ooh, you like the sauce?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I wish my daughter was here.
Aww.
She's such a big fan of pasta.
Oh,
Every morning,
grand.
I love spaghetti.
Nice. Well done, Chef. Thank you so much. And there you have it. Your Boxing Day meal is served.
Yes, so.
Yes.
And now, as promised, we are going to call out the names of the 2 winners for Friday's edition of the Wake Up Nigeria giveaways. We have Oladipupo Amao, who is our first winner. And then we have Fin Folua Ige, our second winner. So that's Fin Folua Ige and Oladipupo Amao. Please come over to TVC Communications to pick up your Christmas gifts. Please.
Yeah,
please,
we
please,
have this one here.
So
right?
our word, yes, our
So
word
this is
for the
from-
day.
Yeah.
So these are part of the gifts from last week.
from
we
last
have
week.
fresh gifts for today.
For today.
And our word for the day, one more time, is pajamas. How many times has the word pajamas been said?
Yeah.
on the
Including
show
that
today?
time.
And this was actually made by, styled by Imade.
Yes, style by
believe.
Imade, yeah.
So yes.
And we have another gift bag as well. Goodness
Yes.
me,
Yeah, but this, yes.
So, styled by Imade.
Yeah,
made
styled
the
by
bag.
my made this bag. Lovely. I mean, you can style it up. It looks Christmassy as well, so you can have it, style it any way you like it. So yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes,
and that's
indeed.
it for the show here today. Catch you guys again tomorrow. It's still a holiday for you, but
It is.
trust will be here, front and center, to make a very brilliant morning for you guys for Tuesday. Bye-bye,
See you tomorrow morning, y'all.
Bye.